Welcome to the channel. In this video, we're diving into the world of ultra-rare and most expensive United States buffalo nickels. These iconic coins aren't just old pieces of metal. They carry powerful history, breathtaking design, and incredible value that could surprise you. If you're a collector or just curious about hidden coin treasures, you won't want to miss this. First up, we're going to explore the most valuable and most expensive United States buffalo nickel from the year 1924 with the Philadelphia P mint mark. Holds a special place in American numismatics, not only for its bold and iconic design but also for its enduring significance as a tangible piece of early 20th century coinage. While the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of these nickels, the few that have survived in exceptional condition or with distinctive strike characteristics have become highly desirable among collectors. Today, even examples in very dirty or heavily circulated condition capture attention due to their historical importance. But pristine specimens can command premium prices that place them among the most valuable pieces in the Buffalo Nickel series. This combination of historical relevance, classic artistry, and numismatic scarcity makes the 1924 P Buffalo Nickel a cornerstone for serious collectors. The 1924 issue came during the early years of the Buffalo Nickel series, which began in 1913 as part of a broader movement to redesign American coinage with more artistic and culturally rich imagery. Designed by sculptor James Earl Fraser, the coin was created to celebrate the heritage and rugged spirit of the United States, drawing on Native American imagery and the American bison as symbols of the nation's identity. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this particular issue bears no mint mark, a common trait for Philadelphia coins of the era, but its significance is rooted in the historical moment. America was entering the Roaring '20s, an era of growth and cultural change, and coins like the 1924 Buffalo Nickel served as both currency and miniature works of art in the hands of everyday Americans. From a design perspective, the 1924 Buffalo Nickel remains one of the most visually compelling coins in U.S. history. On the obverse, a composite portrait of a Native American chief, reportedly inspired by several tribal leaders, stands in bold relief, with Liberty positioned along the rim and the date clearly stamped. The reverse features a majestic American bison standing on a raised mound, with United States of America and E pluribus unum above and the denomination 5 cents below. The coin was struck in a copper-nickel alloy, measuring 21.2 millimeters in diameter and weighing 5 grams. High-grade examples often display crisp details in the feathers of the headdress and the textured fur of the buffalo, features that tend to wear down quickly in circulated pieces. The rarity of the 1924 P Buffalo Nickel lies less in its mintage figures and more in the challenge of finding specimens in excellent condition. With over 21 million struck, it is not the lowest mintage in the series, but decades of circulation have left most surviving examples heavily worn. Furthermore, the design's high relief caused rapid wear on key details, and strike quality varied significantly from coin to coin. Finding a sharply struck, well-preserved example, especially with a fully visible date, is far more difficult than the mintage suggests. Coins in very dirty or corroded condition are common and often worth only modest sums, but those in mint state grades are rare and bring substantial premiums. Market values for the 1924 Philadelphia Buffalo Nickel vary widely, depending on condition. Circulated and heavily worn examples often sell for $500 to $1,500, especially if the date is readable despite dirt or discoloration. However, prices climb sharply in higher grades. Well-struck examples in extremely fine condition may fetch $2,000 to $3,000. While mint state coins with strong luster can bring $4,000 to $5,000 or more. Exceptional specimens graded MS66 or higher, particularly those with outstanding eye appeal, can reach values in excess of $5,000 at major auctions. The steady appreciation of high-grade Buffalo Nickels over the past few decades reflects both their scarcity and their enduring popularity among collectors. For collectors seeking to acquire a 1924 P Buffalo Nickel, careful evaluation is key. Look for coins with sharp detail in the hair braid, cheekbone, and bison's horn, as these are high wear areas that help gauge condition. Certification by a reputable grading service, such as PCGS or NGC, can add both authenticity and market confidence. Because dirt and tarnish can sometimes conceal damage or cleaning, it's best to examine coins in person under good lighting or request high-resolution images when buying online. Proper storage in a climate-controlled environment, ideally in inert holders or slabs, will help preserve condition and prevent further tarnish or corrosion. The 1924 Philadelphia Buffalo nickel is far more than just another early 20th century 5-cent piece. It's a richly symbolic artifact of American history and artistry. Its enduring appeal comes from the combination of its powerful design, its cultural significance, and the rarity of high-quality surviving examples. While dirty or worn coins may be modestly valued, they still connect collectors to a bygone era, while top-grade pieces remain highly coveted investments. Whether sought for its historical charm, its numismatic prestige, or its potential for future appreciation, this coin continues to hold a prominent place in the hearts and collections of enthusiasts worldwide. And secondly, we're going to explore the 1923 Buffalo nickel, minted in Philadelphia and bearing no mint mark, stands as one of the most iconic and historically cherished coins in American numismatics. Though not a commemorative bicentennial coin by design, it embodies the spirit of American heritage and is often sought after by collectors with a deep appreciation for early 20th century U.S. coinage. In very dirty or circulated condition, this coin still holds considerable numismatic and monetary value, especially due to its age, distinct design, and relative scarcity. For collectors, the 1923 Philadelphia Buffalo nickel represents a tangible connection to the Roaring Twenties, a period of economic optimism and cultural transformation in American history. The growing interest in vintage coins and the nostalgia associated with classic American imagery has further intensified the demand for this particular year and mint issue, making it a key piece in the Buffalo nickel series and a centerpiece in many high-end collections. Historically, the 1923 Buffalo nickel was struck during a time of post-World War I recovery and industrial expansion. The coin is part of the broader Buffalo nickel series, officially known as the Indian Head nickel, which ran from 1913 to 1938. This series was created under the direction of President Theodore Roosevelt's initiative to beautify American coinage and was designed by sculptor James Earl Fraser. The 1923 issue from the Philadelphia Mint came at a time when production was moderate due to economic shifts and the technical wear that dies experienced during this era. Unlike some other years in the series, the 1923 nickel was only minted in Philadelphia, with no counterparts from the Denver or San Francisco mints, making it unique in that year's production. While the year itself did not commemorate a specific bicentennial, the design celebrates the nation's cultural and frontier history, a form of tribute to America's centennial and bicentennial spirit. The Buffalo nickel's design remains one of the most artistically respected among U.S. coinage. On the obverse, it features a powerful composite portrait of a Native American warrior, said to be modeled from several indigenous leaders, capturing the strength and dignity of Native American heritage. The reverse displays a stoic American bison, commonly referred to as a buffalo, standing atop a mound. The coin's detailed relief work, especially the fur texture on the bison and the feathered headdress on the obverse, has captivated collectors for generations. Minted from a 75% copper and 25% nickel alloy, the coin weighs 5 grams and has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. Despite production challenges like rapid die wear and striking inconsistencies, high-grade examples of this issue are sharply struck and rich in detail, making them highly prized. Even in a very dirty or heavily circulated condition, the artistry of the coin remains unmistakable and iconic. The rarity of the 1923 Buffalo nickel stems primarily from its relatively modest mintage of around 35.7 million pieces, a low number, when compared to modern coinage. However, its real scarcity lies in the survival of high-quality examples. Because these coins were widely circulated and the soft details of the design wore quickly, uncirculated or well-preserved examples are significantly harder to find. Furthermore, because no other mints produced Buffalo nickels that year, collectors are limited to just the Philadelphia issue, increasing competition. Any coin showing a strong date, clear details in the hair braid and bison horn, and minimal surface wear can command serious attention. Coins with full 5 cents, visible and no rim blending are especially valued, as the lower reverse design often wore away on circulated coins. In terms of market value, the 1923 Philadelphia Buffalo nickel in very dirty or low-grade condition, good to very good, typically trades for $1,000 to $2,000. However, values can soar dramatically with better condition. Fine, F12. Examples often fetch between $2,000 and $2,500, while extremely fine, XF, pieces can command $3,000 to $4,000. Uncirculated MS60 Plus. Examples begin in the $4,500 range and can exceed $5,000, with MS65 or higher gems reaching well over $6,000 at auction. Proof-like or exceptional strike examples with original luster and clear devices can push the value even higher, especially when authenticated and graded by reputable services like PCGS or NGC. Auction trends have shown steady appreciation for this coin, especially as interest in early American nickels grows among global collectors and investors. The 1923 Buffalo nickel from the Philadelphia Mint stands as a cornerstone of early 20th century American coinage. Its rugged beauty, powerful historical symbolism, and growing scarcity make it a must-have for any serious collector. Whether in a very dirty circulated state or preserved in gem uncirculated glory, this coin offers both aesthetic and investment appeal. With strong market demand, rising values, and a devoted collector base, the 1923 Buffalo nickel is not just a relic of the past. It's a living asset with the potential for continued appreciation in the future. And thirdly, we're diving deep in the 1927 Buffalo nickel. Without a mint mark, stands as a quietly powerful piece in the landscape of American coinage. While not always commanding the immediate spotlight like its earlier 1913 or key-date 1916 siblings, the 1927 Philadelphia minted Buffalo nickel is a coin of significant numismatic importance, particularly in high grades or with pristine preservation. What makes this coin incredibly valuable in dirty or original condition is not just its age or design, but its ability to connect modern collectors with a specific and influential era of U.S. history. Its unique blend of artistry, scarcity, and historical relevance has made it one of the most quietly coveted 5-cent pieces in the entire Buffalo nickel series, especially when found with original toning or surface grime that suggests it hasn't been tampered with. This coin becomes even more desirable, offering collectors an unspoiled glimpse into America's early 20th century past, struck in Philadelphia. In 1927, this Buffalo nickel emerged during a decade of booming industrial expansion, jazz, prohibition, and economic optimism just before the Great Depression. Unlike its Denver or San Francisco counterparts, the Philadelphia issue bears no mint mark, a subtle detail that has caused confusion among beginners but is crucial for seasoned collectors. The coin belongs to the broader Buffalo nickel series, which ran from 1913 to 1938, replacing the Liberty Head nickel. Designed to reflect the rugged spirit and Western identity of the United States, this coin series encapsulated the cultural moment of its time. While the 1927 issue wasn't minted in particularly low numbers, roughly 38 million were produced. Very few have survived in problem-free, high-grade condition, and even fewer have escaped aggressive cleaning or damage, which makes original, dirty condition coins surprisingly appealing to advanced collectors who value authenticity over artificial shine. The coin's design, created by sculptor James Earl Fraser, remains one of the most iconic in American coinage. The obverse features a stoic profile of a Native American chief, believed to be a composite of multiple tribal leaders, while the reverse depicts an American bison standing solemnly on a mound. Struck in copper-nickel alloy, the coin measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter and weighs 5 grams. What distinguishes the 1927 issue in particular is how its details tend to wear quickly in circulation, especially on the high points like the cheek of the Native American or the front shoulder of the buffalo. These vulnerable features make sharply struck examples with full horn details and defined facial contours increasingly scarce over time. Coins in dirty, uncleaned condition often retain micro details that may be lost in polished pieces, making them more appealing to purists and graders alike. Rarity in the 1927 no-mint Buffalo nickel is less about mintage numbers and more about survivability and preservation. This issue was widely circulated, meaning that the vast majority were worn down or damaged. High-grade examples, especially those graded MS65 or above, are quite rare and can command premium prices. Coins with original luster, natural toning, and uncleaned surfaces fetch top dollar, particularly when they exhibit strong strike characteristics. In recent years, the collector community has shifted toward valuing originality and dirty coins, with natural wear increasingly appreciated for their unaltered state. Even circulated coins with strong details and no major damage can reach significant values if they remain untouched, i.e. in terms of market value. The 1927 no-mint mark Buffalo nickel in average circulated condition typically ranges from $1,000 to $2,000, depending on detail retention. However, in uncirculated grades, MS63, MS65, the value can skyrocket to between $2,000 and $3,000, with superior specimens fetching well over $4,000 at auction. Coins with exceptional strike quality or visually pleasing patina can exceed even those figures, especially if certified by reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC. The dirty, uncleaned variants, when verified to be authentic and not corroded, can command a collector premium for originality, as many numismatists today seek raw beauty over artificial brilliance. Market trends have shown that demand for high-grade Buffalo nickels continues to rise, especially as the population of untouched examples dwindles. For collectors aiming to acquire this treasure, vigilance is essential. Look for coins that show strong details, like the buffalo's horn and the Native American's braid, and avoid overly polished or cleaned examples, which lose significant value. Certification by a third-party grading service is highly recommended to validate authenticity and preserve long-term value. Dirty coins with visible detail should not be dismissed. In fact, they might carry more numismatic integrity than overly cleaned counterparts. Storage should prioritize climate control, avoiding humidity and contact with reactive materials that might degrade the coin's surface. Buying from established dealers, auction houses, or trusted online platforms with detailed provenances. The safest route for serious collectors, the 1927 no-mint mark Buffalo nickel isn't just a piece of pocket change. It's a historical artifact, a symbol of American heritage, and a long-term investment for collectors with a discerning eye. Its value lies not only in its rarity and design, but in its ability to tell a story about a defining era in U.S. history. Whether found in dirty, raw condition, or gleaming in a certified holder, this coin continues to rise in significance and monetary worth. For both novice numismatists and seasoned collectors, the 1927 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark represents an opportunity to own a piece of living history, one that only grows in prestige and value with time. And fourthly, we're talking about the rare and most valuable. The 1929 Philadelphia Buffalo nickel is one of the most coveted issues in the iconic Buffalo nickel series, particularly in ultra-rare high-grade conditions or with distinctive errors. Struck during the final years of the series, this coin holds a special place in numismatic history due to its relatively low mintage and the challenges of finding well-preserved examples. Collectors prize the 1929 P not only for its scarcity, but also for its embodiment of early 20th century American artistry and the enduring legacy of James Earl Fraser's design. Despite its often circulated and worn state, even a very dirty example can command significant interest if it retains key details, as the Philadelphia issue is notoriously difficult to find in superior condition. The combination of historical significance, aesthetic appeal, and rarity makes this coin a standout for both seasoned collectors and those building a complete Buffalo nickel set. Historically, the 1929 Buffalo nickel was minted during a period of economic transition, just before the Great Depression, which adds a layer of contextual depth to its story. The Philadelphia Mint produced 36,446,000 examples that year, a figure that might seem high, but is deceptive due to heavy circulation and subsequent melting. Unlike the Denver and San Francisco mint marks, the Philadelphia issue lacks a mint mark, a detail that can sometimes lead to confusion among newer collectors. The coin's design, featuring a Native American chief on the obverse and an American bison on the reverse, was intended to honor the cultural heritage of the American West. However, the design's high relief made it prone to wear, particularly on the date and the buffalo's horn, meaning that even very dirty examples with intact details are noteworthy. The 1929 P. Buffalo Nickels design is a masterpiece of early U.S. coinage, with Fraser's obverse portrait believed to be a composite of 3 Native American leaders: Iron Tail, 2 Moons, and Big Tree. The reverse bison, modeled after Black Diamond, a resident of the New York Central Park Zoo, is one of the most iconic images in numismatics. The coin's composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel gives it a distinctive luster when uncirculated, though most surviving examples, especially in dirty or corroded conditions, show muted surfaces. Key features to examine include the clarity of the date, the buffalo's horn, and the 5 cents inscription, as these areas are often the first to wear down. Even in lower grades, coins with full horn details or minimal corrosion can be highly desirable. Rarity for the 1929 P. Buffalo nickel is primarily tied to condition rather than mintage, as most surviving examples are well worn. Coins grading above extremely fine XF 40 are scarce, and those in about uncirculated -50 Australian dollars or better are considered rare. The market for high-grade specimens is fiercely competitive, with prices escalating sharply for coins with original surfaces and minimal cleaning. While a very dirty example might initially seem less valuable, collectors often scrutinize such coins for underlying detail that could make them worth professional conservation or grading. Varieties, such as double dies or repunched mint marks, though Philadelphia issues lack mint marks, are exceptionally rare and can dramatically increase value. The absence of a mint mark also means authentication is critical to avoid altered or counterfeit pieces. Market values for the 1929 P. Buffalo nickel vary widely based on condition. A heavily worn but problem-free example might trade for $1,000 to $2,000, while a coin in very fine VF 20 with discernible details could fetch $3,000 to $5,000. In extremely fine XF 40, prices range from $6,000 to $7,000. And about uncirculated -50 Australian dollars, specimens can command $8,000 to $9,000. Uncirculated examples, MS 60 and above, are rare, with prices starting around $10,000 and reaching $50,000 or more for gem-quality MS 65 coins. Auction records show that top-tier examples with full strikes and original toning have sold for premiums, underscoring the demand for quality. A very dirty coin, if free of serious damage and corrosion, could still hold value if it has underlying detail that makes it a candidate for conservation. For collectors pursuing a 1929 P. Buffalo nickel, careful inspection is essential. Look for coins with as much original detail as possible, particularly in the buffalo's horn and the date, as these are critical for grading and valuation. Certification by PCGS or NGC is highly recommended, especially for higher-grade examples, to confirm authenticity and condition. Storage in inert holders will prevent further environmental damage, particularly for coins that are already dirty or toned. Acquiring this coin from reputable dealers or auction houses with strong numismatic pedigrees reduces the risk of purchasing cleaned or altered pieces. Networking within collector communities can also yield opportunities, as many advanced collectors periodically upgrade their holdings, releasing older examples into the market. The 1929 Philadelphia Buffalo nickel remains a cornerstone of early 20th century U.S. coinage, blending artistic brilliance with historical resonance. Its scarcity in higher grades ensures continued demand, while even well-worn or dirty examples offer an accessible entry point for new collectors. As a tangible relic of pre-Depression America, it holds both sentimental and financial appeal, with strong potential for long-term appreciation. Whether sought for its beauty, rarity, or investment potential, The 1929 P Buffalo nickel is a testament to the enduring allure of classic U.S. coinage, securing its place in the collections of discerning numismatists for generations to come. And now we're diving deep in the 1936. D Buffalo nickel is one of the most coveted and valuable issues in the iconic Buffalo nickel series, particularly in high grades. While the bicentennial celebration referenced in the prompt does not apply to this coin, its rarity and historical significance make it a standout piece in numismatics. Collectors prize the 1936 D due to its low mintage, striking design, and the challenges of finding it in well-preserved condition. Even in very dirty or heavily circulated states, this nickel commands attention because of its scarcity and the enduring popularity of the Buffalo nickel series. The Denver Mint produced far fewer of these coins compared to other years, making any surviving examples, regardless of condition, highly desirable. Historically, the 1936 D Buffalo nickel was struck during the final years of the series, which ran from 1913 to 1938. The Buffalo nickel, designed by James Earl Fraser, was a revolutionary departure from previous U.S. coinage, featuring a Native American portrait on the obverse and an American bison on the reverse. By 1936, the Denver Mint was producing fewer nickels due to economic conditions and shifting minting priorities. The 1936 D had a mintage of just 24,814,000, but survival rates in higher grades are exceptionally low, making it a key date for collectors. The coin's historical context ties into the Great Depression era, when coin production was carefully managed and many circulating pieces were heavily worn, further reducing the number of well-preserved specimens. The design of the 1936 D Buffalo nickel is a masterpiece of early 20th century American coinage. The obverse features a composite portrait of 3 Native American chiefs, giving the coin its Indian head nickname, though it is more accurately a tribute to indigenous heritage. The reverse showcases a majestic bison, modeled after Black Diamond, a bison from the New York Central Park Zoo. The coin's rugged, detailed design made it prone to wear, particularly on the high points like the bison's horn and the Native American's cheekbone. Even in very dirty condition, the boldness of Fraser's artistry remains evident, and collectors appreciate the depth of the design elements that survive despite heavy circulation. Rarity plays a crucial role in the 1936 D Buffalo nickels. Desirability. While the mintage was not the lowest in the series, the survival rate in higher grades is shockingly low due to extensive circulation. Many examples were worn down to barely recognizable states, making even moderately worn specimens valuable. Coins graded good to very fine are more accessible but still sought after, while extremely fine or about uncirculated examples are rare and command significant premiums. The Denver Mint's striking quality also varied, meaning some 1936 D nickels have weaker details, adding another layer of complexity for collectors seeking high-quality pieces. Market value for the 1936 D Buffalo nickel varies dramatically based on condition. In very dirty or heavily worn states, good to fine, the coin may trade for $1,000 to $2,000, appealing to budget-conscious collectors filling a series gap. However, in higher grades like extremely fine, prices jump to $1,000 or more, while about uncirculated specimens can fetch $5,000 to $10,000. Uncirculated examples are exceedingly rare, with prices soaring into the thousands, particularly for those graded MS63 or higher by PCGS or NGC. Auction records show top-tier examples reaching 5-figure sums, reflecting the intense competition among advanced collectors for the finest known specimens. For collectors pursuing the 1936 D Buffalo nickel, careful examination is essential. Due to its popularity, counterfeits and altered coins exist, making authentication and grading by reputable services crucial. Even in very dirty condition, key details like the mint mark and date should be clearly visible, and any signs of artificial enhancement, such as cleaning or tooling, should be avoided. Storage in inert holders helps preserve the coin's integrity, and purchasing from established dealers or auction houses minimizes risk. Collectors should also study price guides and recent sales to gauge fair market value, as demand for this issue remains consistently strong. The 1936 D Buffalo nickel holds a special place in U.S. numismatic history, embodying the artistic and cultural spirit of early 20th century America. Its scarcity, combined with the iconic design, ensures its enduring appeal. While pristine examples are the holy grail for many collectors, even well-worn or dirty specimens are important pieces of the puzzle, offering an accessible entry point for new enthusiasts. The coin's value is not just monetary, but historical, representing a time when U.S. coinage embraced bold, distinctive imagery. The 1936 D Buffalo nickel's allure is further magnified by the fact that it represents the tail end of a series that faced numerous production challenges, including die deterioration and inconsistent strikes, which add to the mystique of well-preserved examples. Even in very dirty or heavily worn condition, the coin tells a story of its journey through the Great Depression, when nickels were heavily used in commerce and few were saved in pristine condition. Collectors often debate whether to conserve or leave such coins in their natural state, as harsh cleaning can diminish both eye appeal and value. The Denver Mint's output in 1936 was also influenced by the impending transition to the Jefferson nickel, making this issue a poignant finale for the Buffalo series in the eyes of many numismatists. Beyond its metallic composition, the 1936 D carries a tangible connection to American history, embodying the resilience of both the bison and the nation during tough economic times. The 1936 D Buffalo nickel is a cornerstone of any serious buffalo nickel collection, prized for its rarity and connection to a beloved series. Whether in heavily circulated condition or high-grade splendor, it captivates collectors with its artistry and historical significance. As one of the more challenging dates to acquire in respectable condition, its market value reflects both its scarcity and the passion of those who seek it. For numismatists, owning a 1936 D Buffalo nickel, regardless of its state, is a testament to the enduring legacy of one of America's most iconic coins.